It's called defense. It's in the dictionary under DEFENSE. I may be wrong, but I doubt it. I may be wrong. I may be wrong. I may be wrong, but I doubt it. I may be wrong. I may be wrong. I may be wrong, but I doubt it. No dancing, no hugging.
What's going on, y'all? NBA free agency is going on. It's not quite over yet, but a lot of the big names have been signed so far in the free agencies, from the Gordon Haywards to the Paul George trade and Paul Millsap and things of that nature. So basically what I'm going to do today is just accounting for all the free agents and all this trades that's happened so far. Basically, I'm going to go out west and tell you how I think the playoff standings are going to stack up next year with all these changes. Might be some prizes, might not be some surprises. So I'm going to do that, man. As usual, let me know what you guys think. As always, man, write it down in the comments, in different topics you may have on your mind. Just let me know and I'll do that. But without any further ado, let's just start with the thing we know is gonna happen. So I got Golden State as my 1 seed out west. They got Steph and KD back. That was no surprise, but they was able to re-sign Andre Iguodala and Sean Livingston thanks to that KD pay cut. So they're definitely buying into the legacy thing, and no one's looking selfishly for money. They also added Omar Caspi and Nick Young, two guys who can really knock down threes. So the Golden State Warriors are definitely stacking back up to try to make a run at another championship, which I do believe they will win. So that's who I got as my number 1 seed. And number 2, I still got the San Antonio Spurs. You still got Kawhi Leonard. You still got Greg Popovich. You still got that system. I believe it works out. And they were very impressive this year. Unfortunately, Kawhi ended early because of injury. But I still got them as my 2nd seed. I don't think no one in the West made any moves that will put them over San Antonio, but definitely close the gap. So here's where some things start changing in comparison to this year's playoffs. So at 3rd, I have OKC. And as you all know, these guys are the 6th seed this year. Westbrook and Paul George, I just have a feeling they might surprise the league with how well they work together. Russell Westbrook getting a chance to work with another, maybe not a superstar, but a star again. Maybe we'll see something different from him. He's had his MVP season. He's seen how far it got him just by himself, first round exit. So I think he's going to play a lot better with Paul George than we think. And then Paul George gains a superstar to play with, which I think he kind of needs, and that's no disrespect to Paul George. He's a great player and I hope he comes to LA. But I think he needs another superstar riding shotgun with him in order to dominate, and I think OKC's gonna really surprise us. They still got Steven Adams, they still got Enes Kanter, who may not be able to defend, but can definitely score. So I think they're gonna be formidable. I see them getting that 3rd seed in the playoffs this year. Moving on down, I got Houston. I've dropped them 1 spot down to 4th. Basically, you got CP3 and you got Harden, 2 ball dominant type players, but like I've been telling a lot of people that I've been having conversations with, basically is that these are 2 high IQ basketball players. Everybody keeps saying no, they need the ball. Both of these guys can play off ball. James Harden can play 2 guard. He doesn't need the ball in his hands at all times. As we saw in the playoffs last year, he got gassed and basically gave up towards the end. So I think the combination of CP3 and Harden gets them back up to the 4th seed. We'll see what they do for the rest of free agency and how else they tweak that roster. But if it stays as is, I got them making that 4th seed. So 5th seed with a big jump from 8 to 5, I got the Trailblazers, man. You still got Damian Lillard, you still got McCollum, and this time you get a full year of a healthy Nurkic. And then they added Zach Collins, the standout from Gonzaga, to play some power forward for them. So healthy, I think these guys are really ready to make some sort of a small leap up to that 5th seed where, I have them slated playing Houston, obviously. But yeah, I really believe in the Blazers. I like what they did when Nurkic was healthy. They were really good. I don't know if you guys paid attention to them, but they were really good. And I think a healthy Nurkic, adding that new draft pick Zach Collins from Gonzaga, I think that's a good step for them. I got them as my 5th seed. Coming in at number 6, I got the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Minnesota Timberwolves, I believe, have had the best offseason so far, picking up Jeff Teague and, of course, trading for Jimmy Butler. So they got Jimmy Butler, Jeff Teague added with Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins. Now, Jimmy Butler, Karl Anthony Towns, Wiggins, they all average around the same amount of points last year, about 24, 25 range. And I believe that the fact that Jimmy Butler has worked with Tom Thibodeau is a great matchup made in heaven. He can really get them guys to buy in to what Tom Thibodeau wants them to do because he's played under him before. So I think we'll see a dramatic increase in defensive efficiency from this team, and we might see that first playoff berth in a long time. So I got them down as my 6th seed. Coming in at number 7, I got the Denver Nuggets, who were on the outside looking in this year. They fell to the 9th seed, but I got them making it up to the 7th seed. They picked up Paul Millsap. You know, they got Nikolai Jokic. That's a good tandem they have going on down low. Millsap's good for 18 a game and 10 rebounds. Jokic, as we all saw this year, was one of the most improved player candidates. So I like that tandem down there in the front court. You still got Gary Harris on the outside, Jamal Murray from Kentucky, and Emmanuel Mudiay. They got some nice, solid young pieces surrounded by Jokic and Millsap. So I think that gets them the 7th seed this year. And so for the 8th seed, I had a little trouble with this one. I wasn't quite sure who I wanted to put in there. It was a lot of close calls. I almost put Phoenix here. Just, that addition of Josh Jackson. Then you have Devin Booker with Eric Bledsoe. I think that's a good little mix. Then I wanted to go Utah, but they did just lose their best scorer in Gordon Hayward. And I don't think Joe Johnson can sustain you for a whole season by himself, at the age he's at. So at the 8th seed, I still got the Clippers. I still think the Clippers can make the playoffs. Remember, if everybody stays healthy, of course, I can see them making the 8th seed. They still got Blake Griffin. They still got DeAndre Jordan, one of the best rim protectors in the league. Then they add Danilo Gallinari, who's an 18-plus guy. Also another injury-prone type of dude. Like I said, if they stay healthy. They've added Pat Beverly. That's some defense at the point guard position. I'm not quite sure who's going to start between him and Austin Rivers. Knowing Doc Rivers, Austin Rivers is going to start. Just kidding. But I think they'd be better starting Pat Beverly. He brings a lot more defense. He can run the offense a little bit more. Maintain Austin Rivers with Lou Will off the bench, who they picked up as well, who was second in the Sixth Man of the Year awards. So I got them coming in at the 8th seed, still making it. Yeah, so guys, that's what I got from my Western Conference. Way out future predictions right there. Of course, let me know what you think down in the bottom in the comments. Of course, go subscribe to Here's the Deal on YouTube. Just type it in. You'll see my beautiful face on there. Type that in there, man. Make sure you go subscribe. Please share this video, man. Thank you guys for tuning in.